Are fielding percentage and range factor useful baseball stats? Have you ever wondered how baseball players are evaluated on defense? Today, we are going to look at two important statistics: fielding percentage and range factor. Are they truly helpful in assessing a player's defensive skills? Let's break it down. Fielding percentage, often abbreviated as FPCT, measures how well a player handles defensive opportunities without making errors. To calculate fielding percentage, you take the total number of putouts and assists, then divide that by the total chances, which includes putouts, assists, and errors. A high fielding percentage suggests a player makes few mistakes on the plays they get to. However, this metric does not reflect how many tough plays a player can reach or the number of chances they actually have. For instance, players at first base and outfield positions often have higher fielding percentages because they usually face easier plays. This can make comparing players across different positions misleading. Now, let's talk about range factor, which aims to measure how many plays a fielder is involved in during a game. It is calculated by adding putouts and assists and dividing that by the number of games or innings played. Range factor tries to show a player's range and activity level on defense. However, this statistic can be influenced by factors outside of a player's control, like the type of pitchers on the team or the defensive strategies employed. For example, a shortstop playing behind a team with many ground ball pitchers will likely have more chances and a higher range factor. Similarly, catchers on teams with many strikeout pitchers will get more putouts, which can inflate their range factor. Because of these limitations, both fielding percentage and range factor should not be used as the only metrics for evaluating defensive performance. Fielding percentage does not account for a player's ability to cover ground or make challenging plays. Meanwhile, range factor can be skewed by team dynamics and pitching styles. In today's baseball analytics, these traditional metrics are often supplemented with advanced statistics that consider play difficulty, positioning, and batted ball data. However, fielding percentage and range factor still hold value for historical comparisons and basic evaluations, especially for players from earlier eras when advanced data was not available. While these statistics provide a foundation for understanding defensive performance, they should be interpreted with care. For modern players, they serve as starting points, but more sophisticated metrics are needed for a complete picture of a player's defensive value. So, while fielding percentage and range factor can be useful, they are just part of a larger conversation about defense in baseball.